Hey everyone. So you know how everything in the universe, literally everything, has a fundamental chemical code? Well, today we're going to crack that code. We're starting with the very first step you'd take with any mystery material, figuring out its empirical formula.
Just imagine for a second you're out on a hike and you find this strange glittering crystal. Or hey, maybe you're a chemist and you've just whipped up something totally new in the lab. You're holding it. What's the first question that pops into your head? It's probably something like, what is this stuff, right? What are its most basic building blocks?
Okay, so let's get into it. To answer that big question, your very first move is to find something called the empirical formula. Now, I know that sounds a little scientific, a little intimidating, but I want you to just think of it as a recipe. In fact, it's the simplest possible recipe for whatever you're looking at.
Think about it. Every single compound out there, from the water you drink, H2O, to the caffeine in your morning coffee, it has a recipe. It's made of these elemental ingredients that are combined in a very specific, fixed ratio. And that recipe is exactly what makes it, well, it. It's what gives it all its unique properties.
But here's the key thing to remember. The empirical formula isn't the whole complicated recipe with all the detailed instructions. Nope. It's the most stripped down, basic version you can get. It just tells you the fundamental ratio. It's like saying, for every 1 cup of this, you need 2 cups of that. It's the absolute core of the recipe.
So if the empirical formula is just the simplest ratio, what's the rest of the story? To really get that, we need to put it side by side with its more famous sibling, the molecular formula. All right, here's the official definition. The 2 most important words here are simplest and whole number. See, chemistry doesn't really like dealing with fractions in these basic formulas. So, for instance, if you had a ratio of 2 carbon atoms to 4 hydrogen atoms, that's not as simple as it can be. The empirical formula would simplify that right down to its essence, 1 carbon for every 2 hydrogens.
In this example with benzene, it shows the difference perfectly. If you look at the empirical formula, it's just CH. Super simple. It tells us the ratio is 1 to 1. For every single carbon atom, there's exactly 1 hydrogen atom. But then you look at the molecular formula, what the molecule actually looks like in reality, and it's C6H6. It's this ring of 6 carbons, each bonded to a hydrogen. So you see, the empirical formula gives us the ratio, but the molecular formula gives us the reality.
Okay, theory's great and all, but how do we actually do this? How do we take that raw data from a lab analysis and turn it into this simple recipe? Well, it's actually a pretty straightforward 4-step process. You ready to crack a code with me? Let's do it. Okay, let's go back to our mystery substance. We've sent it off to the lab, and they've sent back the results. It's made of 40% carbon, about 6.7% hydrogen, and 53.3% oxygen by mass. Right now, that's just a bunch of percentages. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to turn this list into a real chemical formula. And here's our 4-step game plan. First, we just assume we have a 100-gram sample. It's a neat little trick that lets us turn our percentages directly into grams. Easy. Step 2, we convert those grams into moles. And if you're not familiar, just think of a mole as like chemistry's version of a dozen. It's just a standard amount so we can compare apples to apples, or, carbon to hydrogen. Step 3, we find the smallest mole value out of all our elements, and we divide everything by it. This is the magic step that gets us to the simplest ratio. And finally, step 4, we just make sure everything is a nice, clean, whole number.
All right, let's run the numbers and see what happens. So 40 grams of carbon works out to be 3.33 moles. 6.7 grams of hydrogen is 6.63 moles, and 53.3 grams of oxygen, also 3.33 moles. Okay, so what's our smallest number here? It's 3.33, so we divide all 3 of those numbers by 3.33. And what do we end up with? We get a ratio of 1 for carbon, 1.99 for hydrogen, which is so close to 2 we can just round it up, and 1 for oxygen.
And there it is. We cracked it. Our ratio is 1 to 2 to 1. That means 1 carbon, 2 hydrogens, and 1 oxygen. The empirical formula for our mystery substance is CH2O. How cool is that?
So why do we even care about this? I mean, this isn't just some neat party trick for chemists. Knowing how to do this, how to figure out an empirical formula, it's a really foundational skill that unlocks discoveries in all sorts of different fields. Seriously, think about it. This is how geologists identify brand new minerals they dig up. It's how forensic scientists can analyze some unknown substance found at a crime scene. It's the very first step pharmaceutical companies take when they start developing a new medicine. This is used in creating advanced materials, in understanding the nutrients in our food. This one simple calculation is the launchpad for so many amazing discoveries.
So we figured out how to find the simplest ratio, that foundational ratio for any compound. But just remember our result, CH2O. That's the empirical formula for formaldehyde, sure, but it's also the empirical formula for things like acetic acid and even glucose. So that leaves us with one final thought. Finding the simplest ratio is just step one. What other piece of the puzzle do you think a scientist needs to figure out a molecule's true identity? That's the next step on the journey. Thanks for diving in with me today.